Last week we talked about the 15 years of life that was wasted, and you can check out that video here. Today we're going to talk about the solution. It was a car payment. It was $612 every month, some change, every month. And I would pay it, and it would go down by just a little bit. Not $600, mind you. And I said, this is, like, when will this stop? Yeah, it was my fault. I signed up for it. But man, this is just, it's so much. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't even have a lot of extra money. Where is it all going? I'm making enough. I should have some extra. I should have something to show for it, but I didn't. And then there was the credit card balance that I was making payments on every month, but that also didn't seem like it was budging. Every month, the same thing. And I can't remember exactly which month it was, but it was enough. I said, all right, this something has to change. Been doing this for years. Now, here's something that I'm hoping you understand. From all of my years as a drug and alcohol counselor and helping people who struggle to manage their finances, this is not a mathematical issue we're dealing with here. The problem was my behavior. Impulses were not being controlled. More information is not the solution. You know that you can't spend money you don't have, yet we do it anyway. What has fixed things is building the right habits. And here is the one big habit that you start with, and that is tracking your spending. Every dollar, you need to know where it goes. Sounds tedious, sounds crazy. Just get started, because there's a saying, if it can be measured, it can be improved. So that's exactly what I started doing. I started tracking my spending. I tried out a few different apps, and I eventually landed with the Dave Ramsey app, the Every Dollar app. And I used that for a while, but all the extra features and everything, it just got a little much for me, and I didn't need all of that. So I had someone build a spending tracker, a little Google Sheets spending tracker for me, and it was exactly the way that I wanted it. Made it simple, just the things that I needed on there. No reason not to use it now, and I still use it to this day. I now have my spending being tracked. I've set some goals in place now because I can see what I do, and I have real numbers to deal with. I can have some realistic goals. Next step, now that I'm starting to control this thing a little bit, I built the budget based on my tracking. So now I already know where the money is supposed to go. Do you mess up? Do you fumble through? Sure. You're not going to get it perfectly right. Even now, there's some months where I go over on certain things. I adjust because life will move on. But you have the strong foundation, the framework. You have your budget. And from there, I started attacking debt. Now, you've heard the snowball versus avalanche method. Which one's better? I actually also have a video on that if you want to check it out. But in this program, what I coach the snowball method. I started with my smallest debt, and I attack that, and I go to the next one, put all my money into that, all the extra money, and so forth. Avalanche, a lot of people like to use. Avalanche is a mathematical thing. Snowball is a behavioral, psychological thing. I coach behavior. You need those small wins to keep you pushing. And so I did that. Credit cards, all of a sudden, I was putting extra on them, and I was watching them go away. I remember when I finally paid off I made the last payment on my credit cards. All three of them finally gone. Great feeling. Went out, celebrated a little bit because it was a big deal. Now, I still had the car payment. Kept making excuses because I had a driving business. I took people to the airport, wine tasting, whatever. And so the car was making money, but I used that as an excuse to not pay it off as quickly as possible. Eventually, I shut the business down, and I got another real solid gig. And I said, all right, enough. I got to knock this thing out too. And proceeded to push through and pay it off. So within a few years, I think it was about 3 years, once I got serious and started paying everything off, between the credit cards and the car, everything was finally paid. You gave yourself a raise in essence because $900 a month that was going to just stuff you owed, you got to keep now. And you got to go save it. You get to go invest it. And this is a very important thing. Basically, the whole thing hinges on here, this whole program. It is a type of person that you become to have to do these things, to be able to do these things, to be able to change the way you think about how you're handling your money, control your impulses, have these goals set, and actually execute them. You have to become somebody different to do that. That old you would just go into more debt. It wasn't actually dealing with it. And that's the cool part about all of this. Once you understand that and you can transform yourself into that person, not only did you handle all of this, whatever's going to come, you're prepared to handle now too. Next week, I'm going to show you what the other side looks like. Once you're out of that cloudy world and you're into this world. And I want to make it clear, and I don't want to pretend or give it off like I'm rich. I'm not rich. What I am is debt free. I don't owe anybody anything. I consistently save. I have a plan for my investments and my savings. I know where I want to be in next year, next 3 years, the next 5 years. I know where all of my money is going. I know what I'm trying to build, and I know the path that I have to take to build it. I'm no longer cloudy and confused about this thing. And that has to do with being on the other side. And it's available to you too. Get serious and start executing. And this is not just about having control of your finances. This is about having just control of your life, because this permeates through other aspects, through your prayer life, your faith life, through your fitness, your physical, and taking care of your body. If any of this resonated with you, I want you to do something. Down in the description, there's a link to the Kite Financial Stewardship Assessment. It takes like 5 minutes, 15 questions, and it'll give you an idea of where you are on this path, from cloudy to competent. Let's find out where you are so we can get you on a good path to where you want to go. We'll see you next week.